Welcome.
Jimmy, we're back on Topical Talk Show. Wait, before we begin today's show, we have a great guest on the show, but before we look at these people, Greenbergians. Look, what does it say on this cup? What does it say, Jimmy?
Double T.
Double T, baby.
Double T, baby.
And what is that for, baby people? Topical Talk.
That's coming up in the world.
So, Jimmy, it's almost like, remember Regis? Salute. Remember Regis and Kathy Lee?
Yeah.
Remember in the morning when they would always, they had that little cup of coffee?
Cup of
Jimmy,
wine.
we finally made it, baby.
There's whiskey in there.
That's it.
We got 2 nickels thrown together, but we have coffee cups. Okay, all
Good
right.
to see you. I have an
Okay, yeah.
interesting guest for you today.
Yes, Robert Terry, who is a therapist, mental therapist, and a motivational speaker.
That's correct.
Wanted to come on Topical Talk Show to speak about, I think, fear, right? The general term
Fear is going to be the topic that we discuss
Right.
Okay.
from 3 different perspectives, but of course a subject that is either consciously on the minds of or unconsciously on the minds of so many people.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's misunderstood, mislabeled, and a lot of times people don't know the anger that they feel throughout the course of every day towards one another, or
Frustration and anger,
Frustration,
absolutely.
stresses.
I
So
can
that's
see
an
it.
interesting thing right away. Fear and anger are related.
Absolutely. Without the fear, there wouldn't be much anger. The fear is the initial stem for a lot of the discourse that we are unfortunately suffering from, basically almost at states of crises in this state or country that we live in.
I totally agree. And stress brings out, I think, the worst of all in all of us, human nature.
We
And the stress-
often open the show
Yeah.
with news.
Oh, yes,
And
current
I
events.
find that
Yep.
sometimes with the modern ability of news media to report tragedies in an instantaneous, very tactile, visual way, engenders fear.
Well,
Yeah.
again, fear in itself, if you look back through the course of even ancient history, fear was a tactic that was used to keep people in control.
Definitely. The superiors, the higher ups would keep the common people in
Right.
fear
Absolutely.
to keep them suppressed.
Now, everybody, because it's human nature, everyone wants to be a part of something.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you are both professionals in your fields, you studying law, you studying medicine, because you felt as though it was important to become a part of something great.
Yeah,
And in
right,
doing
right.
that,
That's
you
right.
know, you begin to become part, and then you identify yourself as something. Because everybody wants to be something, identified as something, recognized as something.
Be accepted, right? Into
Accepted
society.
and a part of a group
A part
somehow.
of a group, right.
The unfortunate part of that is that so much mental independence has been lost along the ways with actual innovators or imagineers or the creative imagination has been so
Because of fear, arrests
well,
it.
right. It's been so shunned due to, like they say, misery loves company.
Yeah,
Let's say, for instance, you come up with a fantastic idea.
right.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to be a doctor.
Right.
What are you kidding me?
What are you, nuts?
Yeah, what are you talking about? That's never going to work. You know how long you got to go to school to be a doctor?
And how much-
are you going to pay for it?
And how
Where's
much
the money?
shkadol? My father, I'm sorry to interrupt, but my father would always call money shkadol. You know, okay,
How are
right.
you going to come up
Yeah.
with this money? Where's it going to come from? Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah. So then now your mind is plagued with the
Doubts.
doubt,
Doubts.
inferiority, the already unfortunate feeling that you are every day plagued with, the low self-esteem
Yeah,
that you
low
constantly,
confidence.
you're your own worst enemy, and my hair isn't right.
Correct.
Is this good? Is this side closer than this side? Are my teeth clean? Is she going to accept me? Does my breath smell? And there's so much that we constantly bombard ourselves with
You are 100% correct, Rob.
that we don't give ourselves a chance. Now, moving forward from that, once you say to yourself, okay, well, I think I can do it, I'm going to pull it off, I'm going to try it. Okay, then you move forward. On the other side of that
Right.
are the people who don't have that mental idea to try to accomplish a goal. So at that point, they say, well, this is seemingly the norm, everyone else is doing it.
Right.
This must be the proper and normal thing to do. Go find a college or go to school and this and that.
Right.
Where it becomes negative is that the other spectrum from the opposite side of that pendulum is like the people who feel so self-loathing and they're never going to accomplish anything, so why bother to try, and this isn't going to work, and my father has left, or I was abused
So
as a
how do you
child.
overcome that?
Well, the overcoming part is difficult if we don't first recognize
What it is?
through the expression and acknowledgement independently. It can't be told. No one can tell you.
No, well said. Yeah, they have to know it themselves.
We have to understand it
Right.
and embrace it from within. So
Right.
once we can do that and get a good, clear understanding as to what it is we're feeling in its entirety, then we can start to put our fingers on where did it stem from, how did it develop, how did it spawn into this out of control beast that I now need to see the doctor for my anxiety and now the other doctor for the pain in my back, and how come I keep feeling this flash of shaking or nerve
And keep
irritation?
popping pills.
Yeah, and now I'm
With
getting
no
on
cures,
this
just
medication,
symptoms,
now I'm
yeah.
that medication, and
Right.
I'm going to see this person, and all my friends are, and then I become part of a group that has a sleep work disorder or depression, and I'm suffering from bipolar, or and a lot of
Yeah. So many assortment of diagnoses. Yeah.
right, and a lot of the time, unfortunately, the doctors will either misdiagnose or,
Yeah.
or overprescribe.
Correct. Happens all the time.
And this is the unfortunate part, because the people, they don't give themselves an opportunity to figure out what's wrong with them internally. They want to be a part of a group, so they seek the answer from outside.
Plus, I feel like I'm sorry. I just want to say the world we're living into, everything is rush. I feel like there's no time to like really think.
Well, you
know,
gotta
everything
know.
is yeah, you gotta
Take this, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
Think about this for a second.
We're like in a rat race here in this world.
Because what was the first thing you were described or identified it in was your race.
Oh, yeah, of course,
Gender.
right. Yeah,
The
everything.
word
Gender.
race is the subconscious misdirection.
Yeah,
Because now it puts me in competition with you.
right. Yeah, instead of working
Unconsciously.
together.
Instead of working in a unison fashion,
Right.
I now am in a race.
Yep.
I'm in a race.
And there's a lot of discrimination even to this day. It's out of hand. Anyway, I'm sorry to
So
keep it to-
what
yeah.
should our viewers do? How do we approach this? What do you need, a healthcare professional,
Well,
a motivational speaker? What do you need? You go see a psychiatrist?
Well, I would say exactly the opposite. A lot of times people don't give themselves enough time for themselves or with themselves.
Right.
All again stemming from the initial word and the topic of our discussion, fear. A lot of times people don't like to be alone.
Yeah, no, right.
A lot of times people don't want to try to solve the problem alone.
So they should get themselves alone and start listing what they think their problem is and how they got there?
Well, sort of, but more so they need to begin to embrace themselves, I guess is sort of what you're saying, so that they can actually identify with what they're feeling. Once you become embraced internally is when you can start to make sense and pay attention
Right.
to what it is you're feeling.
Right,
and from that point, you can say to yourself, well, am I going through this or am I going through that? And without the labeling, you can start to make sense of it, sort of like, say, for instance, so many people suffer from alcoholism,
Yeah, right.
drug addiction. We have the opioid crisis
Big
here in
time,
America.
right? Opioid, yeah. Big time.
And probably abroad. So we'll say, how do people become addicted to, say, substance? It's usually not the addiction that you have to cure.
It's the
but
depression. Okay.
Well, it's actually the initiating cause that created the mental discourse.
Right, the underlying inadequacy or the underlying
Well,
fear.
yeah, right.
And that's what
Absolutely.
leads to the drug. That's what,
Absolutely.
to
Well, because-
try to ease the stress of the mind.
Right, because again, going back into fear, they're afraid of the pain or the emotional stress
right.
that they're feeling as a result of whether it was their father raped them or their mother abandoned them or somebody that they loved and wanted to be just like was an alcoholic or drug addict, and you know,
Abused, yeah.
and you're right, and abuse, neglect,
Abuse,
abandonment.
neglect, right.
A lot of Americans suffer. And this is the word that's important to recognize, but it cannot be the backbone in which we all rest on. Once you recognize the problem, it's at that point recognized, but you cannot drive a car looking in the rearview mirror. We need to move forward. We need to move away from recognizing the problem so we know how we got here.
Right.
And then from that point, understanding what it was, kind of what got us led over to the rabbit's hole, if
Right.
you will.
And then the first steps to try to rectify the situation.
Right.
the
We
problem.
need to start at that point, beginning self-realization. Am I really a
Self-realization.
drug addict? Am I really an alcoholic? Am I really
Right.
a piece of shit? Like they keep saying, excuse my language,
Yeah,
but
okay, it's all right.
forgive me. But
No, yeah,
you
go
know,
ahead.
like
Speak
the way
freely.
people. I mean,
Make
because
sure it's work.
you gotta be real from within yourself.
Yes. Well, I
There's-
love it. I love
There's
it,
so
Rob.
much value in each and every living soul,
Yeah.
and it's just become so allowed to fall asleep. We've allowed our own souls to fall asleep from within our own being.
So like accept it
Okay.
and live day to day.
Self-realization. Next.
From that point, once we realize what it is that got us to the point that we're at, we must, just like the phases or steps in tying your shoes, practice. Practice staying on the steps that are needed.
Discipline.
It's going to take a lot of discipline. You're going to need a lot of patience. And more importantly, you're going to have to stop making excuses.
Stop making excuses. And also, me and Jimmy, we say this, is that we feel a lot of people today live in denial. And I think that's the first point
Yeah.
you were talking about. Most people are in denial.
Including us.
Including us. We think we're superstars.
But that's the
Jimmy,
reality.
okay, sorry.
The reality
Yeah.
to it all is that in every human being is a tremendous, beautiful superstar. You are a
Right,
living work of art.
An organism.
Call it what you
Oh,
will.
right,
I mean,
okay, yeah, right.
the design and makeup of everything, and then the things that we create as we collaborate.
We collaborate, right.
Like, how did we get here?
Right.
And how did we
Networking.
collaborating,
Marketing,
networking,
right.
communicating,
Right.
and managing
Well said,
to
well
allow
said.
our imaginations to form
Yeah.
a building block to stand on with one another.
Right.
Just think about it. Every car you drive,
Yeah.
and every building you stand in, work in, and or sleep in,
Right.
not only the buildings or the cars themselves, but the material.
Right.
The glass was made from sand.
Yeah.
Right.
Crystal.
The
and
metal
glass, yeah.
was made from rock and ore and steel.
Yeah, wood, tree. Yeah, no, you're
I mean,
right.
there's
You're right.
everything is right here, and just it took a lot to put it together, and no one did it alone.
Could I tell you what again, not to deviate too much from the stages that you're going to continue explaining, and Jimmy has a question. Okay, what the hell was I going to say now? I just lost my train of thought.
Not to worry, but more
Fear of Alzheimer's.
Fear of Alzheimer's and dementia. No, but that's not why I said that. No. Oh, fear of not making enough money. Or, okay, I have a big fear of
Very
not
common.
making enough money and also running out of money. That's like my, and
Outliving your money, they call it.
yeah, well, outliving the money, but also
you
like, let's say
retire.
I have an idea, and I say, okay, I want to start maybe, this is a great business idea, and I think I'm passionate about this or an invention, but then I look at I say, well, but you know what, it's going to take maybe about $1 million.
And you
Especially
you end up
living
not
here.
doing it, like the
living here.
very school thing he gave me. for
Right,
example.
but so I feel like, oh, I can't get a loan that big, and then what? And then that's what prevents me from like.
Well, this is what we talked about the day we met.
Yes,
we had a pretty lengthy discussion.
Yes, we did.
And I'm almost willing to bet
Yeah.
that those hedges are still not cut.
Matter of fact, wait, I'm going to shock you. No. I actually, I cleaned the garage. I even told Jimmy
Fair
this.
enough.
Is a witness. I cleaned out I threw a lot of stuff out, and then okay, and I
I
trimmed
don't
the hedges.
think anybody has a use for a VHS.
Yeah, no, but that's like yeah. The scrap yard in Elmsford.
That
I
doesn't
brought a
answer
lot of
my
metal.
question. Though.
I brought a lot
I'm
of
almost
okay.
willing to bet that those hedges are still not.
No, the hedges were done. I'm trying
I
to tell
told
you.
you.
The
You
hedges I trimmed.
Yeah, he
We
was-
should explain to the
He
audience.
was afraid he was going to get in trouble if he didn't.
Well,
No,
that's
exactly.
good.
You're going to come
Fear
after me. Fear.
motivated him.
Fear.
That's exactly
But let me
it.
Wait, fear of getting a kick in the ass. Why not? Okay.
But you said an interesting thing. You said self-realization,
Yeah, right, okay.
and then you have to start beginning with some discipline. Okay. Now he said, well, "What do I do if I have the product? Do you have to somehow make a leap of faith and just say,
Well-
I'm not going to be afraid. I'm just going to put out this product"?
Exactly.
Let's focus on more so the idea because that a lot of times is due to the lack of confidence and self-esteem. Moving more towards, and I think the topic of fear that's so very important and that plagues so many
Right.
of us Americans is that they just don't feel adequate or even compatible
With the
in
norm?
modern
Oh, okay.
day normal society.
Yes,
Which is
I agree with-
unfortunately
Yeah.
why a lot of people have now succumbed to being a lab rat, if you will, to psychotropic medications. This
Yeah, right,
industry has gotten its claws in more of our, at one time, incredibly focused and incredibly talented American people that now they're just so, and they don't even realize it.
No, I know.
They started off with one medication.
And what is this? I have a friend who's been on lithium for a long time. He complains about it.
Lithium.
Is that what we're talking about, or are we talking
Not just lithium. We're talking about Prozac, Paxil, and all of the rest of Zoloft. And the list of names is probably quite lengthy and way more than I even have any literacy to. But the unfortunate reality is that it's usually where you start off with one medication.
Right.
Then the medication, and I'm sure many of
Right,
you
it's less
Americans can agree.
effective, or you have side effects, so they
Well,
switch
you-
you to another medication.
Well, because
And it
of
interacts with another medication you're taking.
the problem is that you probably didn't need that medication in the first place. A lot of times, and
It's
I'm
very
not
true.
I'm not
It's very true,
discrediting
people.
the
The
mental
medical
health field
profession,
because I study in that area, but
Right.
more importantly, the true reality to a lot of people's feelings and the true cure to
Right.
a lot of the fear that most Americans feel
Yep.
is all subject to the true and realistic act that is needed more than anything. And it's so simple, and that's how come it keeps flying over and past everyone. What is the most commonly used form of communication in this day and age?
Texting.
Texting
It's
or
self-
email.
Email,
Right?
correct, yeah.
People don't
Which to
even
me, I
want
think
to.
is primitive. Okay.
Of
yeah.
course, that's how we both agree that I
Oh,
can't really
okay.
get my point or my feeling across.
That's the only misunderstanding is lost friends,
Right, people
angry people,
feeling like
with
you're
the text.
yelling at
Yes,
them or
I
you're
agree.
disrespecting them due
Correct.
to a text, and you're like, dude, if I had an opportunity, let me rewind that because
Right.
that had nothing to do with what I was trying to say.
God forbid if you use capital letters. Just
Oh, my
because
God.
Because you want to really know. They think you're cursing at them or that you're pissed off at them.
When it all comes down to one simple thing.
Right.
You remember when you were a child and you really wanted to sit on certain people's laps or be
Right.
in their company
Sure.
that you really looked up to, and there
Sure.
was something about them you really enjoyed their
Absolutely.
presence.
Yes. Yes.
And you just wanted to be close to them.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right.
It was
An uncle
nothing,
or- right,
nothing
right.
to do with I'm in love with your
Today
body.
you'll be locked up in prison.
Right.
You'll be locked up in prison, handcuffs and shackles.
Can't do that. You gotta
Well,
care.
and even not so, but the reality, and that's why, because now so many people are afraid to allow you to touch them, that
Yes.
if you do, you're either
Gay?
mislabeled as a gay
Right.
or some sort of stalker or predator.
Yep.
Well, in reality, most of the people, all they want to do is be loved and accepted and held and embraced by other human beings.
It's true.
And that's where it all begins.
Yeah.
So how the hell do we get back to that?
Jeez.
Jimmy.
You know, when you...
Yeah, you go in a diner, someone touches you, you go, whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
oh, wait, call the cops! Call the
Me like
cops,
that?
baby!
What are you doing? Really, you see fights
No,
that
no.
they just brush against each other on
No,
the
I know,
street.
it's
a
terrible.
big respect.
And you know what I'm seeing a lot of too is road rage. I'm actually not like on videos
Yeah, well,
of
the way
each other.
you drive,
No.
you see a lot of road rage.
Jimmy,
It's
you know,
got
listen,
got
you know,
the
I do
winter
100
tires.
miles an hour on the little Central Avenue.
Yes,
here.
to try
If
to
you're
be
in my
kind.
way, I'm gonna kill you, baby. No,
No,
but
that's
I'm
true.
seeing
Road
a
rage
lot
is a
of
big problem.
I'm seeing a lot of frustration.
And again, going back to the beginning, who's in the car next to you? You have no
I
idea.
have no idea. No.
I watched First 48 a couple times. It turns out that the guy that you're looking for with the fully automatic handgun is
Right.
in the car and you're just waiting for him to pass. So this could be the guy
Wow.
that you're flipping off and giving the finger
Right,
and
it's
Yeah.
scary.
blowing the
It's
horn.
Oh,
scary.
yeah, you stand down there at Four Corners there on a Friday night, well, you can see some stuff there.
You can see some stuff.
You can see some-
It's about Hartsdale.
Yeah.
Central Avenue.
All kinds.
No, I know,
there,
it's crazy.
Crossroads of the
It's crazy.
world.
Wait, can I just say one thing?
Sure.
When we talk about fear, I feel like sometimes I have a fear of everything.
Well, I mean, this is
a
reality.
fear. No, reality. Yeah, like
Omni-fear.
yeah, like just
Fear
fear.
of
Like you worry about your kids. You worry about your parents getting off. You have a fear of God, am I going to have a heart attack or cancer? You know what really scares the shit out of me?
What's that?
Cancer. I'm hearing a lot of people lately, Jimmy. Remember our first shows we were talking about this electronic stuff?
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of
Radiation
no,
and
I'm hearing a
everything.
lot of brain tumors. Brain tumors that people are dying left and right. This cancer is out of control.
Listen, the one thing
Fear-
that's going to happen to every human being and
Yeah.
every creature,
Yeah.
plant, animal, and everything in between,
Yeah.
is the transference from a physical being to something else. Everything we stand on, if you ever study the process of history or
Yep.
just going into biblical texts, it says
Yeah.
in the beginning there was a sphere of water.
Right.
That's what they said God created. Look at the first book of the Bible. It says there was a sphere of water.
Sphere of water.
Then God created earth.
Okay.
The point being is this. I did a scientific study, right?
Okay.
I said to myself, how do things begin? Water, they said in the Bible. I'll start with water.
Water has a lot to sun.
Well, your body is 95% muscle and 74% of the muscle is water. So you put that together.
Yeah, we're mostly water, right? Correct.
That's
yes,
correct.
right.
As well as every other being.
Yes.
So if the other beings are mostly water, and they all primarily eat vegetation, which is again all water based,
Right. Yes.
then what's the point here? We're you know.
The point is, you should not feel bad when I tell you you're full of crap.
Jimmy, I thank God I have
Don't
Jimmy
feel
here
bad.
to keep me grounded.
Don't feel it's mostly
No, don't
water.
feel bad. You're
Mostly
full-
water.
Mostly water.
The other side of that too is that you
No,
know.
you're 100% correct. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just saying it for what it is, that we're gonna die. All of us are gonna die. So why live in fear of
Yes.
death
Excellent.
instead of, or in fear for any reason?
For any reason.
For what is it the point? You were born with absolutely nothing.
Right.
You were naked to the world when
That's
you
how you're
got
going
here.
out.
And that's
And
how
you're
you're going out.
leaving maybe with that suit that you really like and those shoes.
So you're
that you
basically
don't want
saying
anybody else to
live life to the fullest. Try to overcome your fears.
I mean,
Live life, and then when we
end
drop
up in
dead,
Ferncliff in a blue suit.
here's the funny part.
When
You
we
got
drop
a
dead-
lot of people, they call themselves Catholics or Muslims or whatever religion
Right.
they follow.
I think religion is out of control. I'm sorry, I got to step out here. And the other thing is,
Right
there's
there.
been more bloodshed over
on the name of religion.
in the name of religion than any other war. Okay, back resume. Okay,
Well,
little tidbit.
here's the people that are so gung-ho about Jesus,
Okay,
and
right.
Allah, and everything
Allah,
else.
Right.
Fine.
Okay.
What is the basis of religion? Faith.
Faith.
What is faith?
Hope. Living
A lack of
Well, not
questioning.
hope
Oh,
so
okay,
much.
okay,
For
yeah.
crying out loud.
Believe.
Believing.
Just
Believing.
understanding
Don't
and
question.
accepting, but doing your best. Put your best foot forward and let the rest follow.
And
Whatever happens.
that helps with fear.
Everybody can't be a millionaire.
Everybody can't be a millionaire.
Somebody's-
I want to be a millionaire. Okay, no,
Somebody's got to take out the garbage.
Yeah, no, right.
Unless the
right.
millionaire's going to do his own trash run, and then, I mean, that's up to him.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to take out the garbage.
But isn't that ironic how they keep telling you, follow your dreams, follow your dreams. You want to be a Major League Baseball, follow your dreams.
Follow your
There's only
dreams.
700 guys that can be Major League Baseball.
No,
players
correct.
at any
Yeah,
one
so
time.
it's like false
Most of us
promises.
have got to abandon our dreams.
Well,
And then that's when reality smacks you right across the face, right, Jim?
And now you're afraid.
well is there anything to be afraid of, though, at that point?
No.
I'm an
no,
aspiring
because-
screenwriter. I've written 13 completed scripts to film.
Yeah, you did
I'm
mention
a
that.
very talented artist.
Oh,
I
that's
can
wonderful.
draw.
No, I think you're very
can draw
talented.
your portrait as though it looks like a photograph.
Okay,
I've
that's
also
amazing.
created my own animated cast to my own animation.
Oh, that's cool.
Created
Yeah,
my
no,
own
you
cast.
did mention all this to me.
Because, in my life, I'll give you a quick background.
Yeah.
In my life, growing up young and irresponsible and sort of reckless in
all
my
of us.
behavior,
Jimmy was worse than all of us. Okay, good.
I'm telling you
Sorry.
that I went down a lot of unfortunately negative roads.
Okay, yeah,
Be that as it may.
right.
In the process of doing so, I've had the opportunity, I'm not going to say experience, but more so opportunity, because I look at everything in life. This moment as we sit here together
Yes.
is an experience, but more so the opportunity to get to know more great souls who are not trapped or encapsulated by the idea of doing the normal.
Right.
That's why you're a doctor and you are an attorney. Because of that, when you put yourself in that kind of a negative capsulation where you put yourself like in a squeezed-in box, you don't
Like
get to-
isolate yourself. Okay.
yeah, and it's all due to fear and insecurity.
Right.
You know, my own fear and insecurity when I was young was nobody was going to like me and nobody's going to accept me. So
Right.
I had to be down with the cool guys, you know. So with that, I just decided I wanted to be a part of something greater. So, once I started getting into the nonsense of everything, I
Right.
realized that this is not what I want and this is not who I am.
Right, right.
There's so much more to me. But it took me to finally fall down all the way onto my knees, where I lost all three of my brothers.
Yeah, you did
Then I
mention that,
lost
yeah.
both of my children.
And that's when you had that self-realization to start the discipline.
I had to, because my
lost
children,
both his
my
children in a
daughters
car
were
accident.
11 and 4, and they were killed when a truck driver swerved and forced me off the road.
Yeah, that's a shame. I'm sorry.
And I
about
mean,
that.
it is what it
really
is,
Yeah,
and
but
then
that's
from
a
that point,
Well, this has been really interesting. Now, to wrap it up, what would you recommend?
Wait, Jimmy, you mean to tell me 30 minutes is already gone?
I hate to tell
Oh, okay,
you.
okay, I'm sorry. Okay,
We're
yeah.
having such a great time.
No, this is great, yeah.
I can only say that this topic is very in-depth, and
Yeah.
with that, I believe we did discuss the possibility of us launching a YouTube station or network on what is it called? A blog on YouTube?
A
Vlog.
podcast.
Podcast,
Yes,
right.
I think we should do
We
that.
need
yeah.
to do that, and
Yeah.
I think because this is a discussion that a lot of people would like to probably be involved in.
Continue.
Right.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you very
yeah.
much for coming, Robert. That's
Of
really-
course, it was a
Yeah,
great,
no,
absolute
thank-
pleasure
a
to meet
pleasure.
you, Jimmy, and
Yeah.
I look forward to being a part of it
Keep
again.
in mind, fear. Try to keep it out of your life, and discipline will help you conquer it.
Exactly. And remember, TT, baby.
Come on back next month.
Give another salute to the Greenbergians. Okay, yeah. This is for you, baby.